Coming up on Around San Diego, we are learning more about the death of 3 surfers in Mexico. We have a heartfelt message from their parents. And we have the latest on the pro-Palestinian protest, what was found inside the encampments at UC San Diego. Plus, the National City Port Commissioner is out. What led up to the contentious vote? Thanks so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. We do begin with that gruesome triple homicide just across the border. The parents of 2 of the surfers killed near Ensenada are thanking the community for an outpouring of support. Deborah and Martin Robinson also shared, though, their pain as they deal with this tremendous loss all at once. CBS 8's Steve Price has their story from OB.
Australian brothers Jake and Callum Robinson love to surf here in Ocean Beach, so today their parents came to this spot to talk about their 2 sons, along with friend Carter Rode, who were killed last week while on a surfing trip in Mexico.
Our hearts are broken, and the world has become a darker place for us.
Deborah and Martin Robinson fought back tears as they talked about the horrific murders.
We also mourn the loss of Carter Rode, a close friend. They were young men enjoying their passion of surfing together.
It happened last week near Ensenada. The 3 men disappeared, and a few days later, their bodies were discovered in a well. Mexican authorities believe thieves tried to steal parts from the surfer's truck, and when the friends fought back, they were killed. At the time of his murder, Callum was living in Ocean Beach.
Callum was a lovable, larger-than-life character and considered the United States his second home. His brother Jake was a happy, gentle, and compassionate soul who was pursuing a career in medicine.
Carter's family and friends have not responded to requests for an interview, but according to an online wedding registry, he was engaged to be married this summer in Columbus, Ohio. A friend also set up a GoFundMe to help his fiancée and to create a scholarship fund in Carter's name and make donations to charities he felt passionate about.
We have been overwhelmed with the outpouring of emotions and support that we have received for Callum and Jake. We know that they were truly loved and impacted many people's lives.
Mexican authorities have arrested 3 people they say are connected to the murders and are looking for more suspects. For Callum and Jake's parents, what's important now is getting their remains back to Australia.
Now it's time to bring them home to family and friends and the ocean waves in Australia. Please, live bigger, shine brighter, and love harder in their memory.
In Ocean Beach, Steve Price, CBS 8.
My heart, Steve, thank you. So we do know a woman has been arrested in connection to the deaths of those 3 surfers. Mexican authorities say the woman was found in possession of a package containing nearly 100 grams of meth. In total, 3 people are in custody in connection to those murders. Mexican authorities say they were targeted over their truck. We are learning more now about what was found by police at the now dismantled pro-Palestinian encampment at UC San Diego. Officers confiscated a black sword right there and discovered several fire code violations. Meantime, hundreds of UC San Diego students walked out of class Wednesday to show their support for the pro-Palestinian protesters. There are now calls for the university's chancellor to resign over his handling of the encampments. Students are also demanding amnesty for students who were arrested. We do know, though, 39 people were charged with unauthorized encroachment on public land, 34 for resisting arrest, 17 for violating UC San Diego curfew laws, and 4 for camping on university property. The sheriff's department says the protesters were all booked and released from jail. Well, hundreds of flood victims are now taking the city of San Diego to court over the damage to their homes from the January 22nd storm. Nearly 300 plaintiffs are listed on the lawsuit. The lawsuit states it is the city's responsibility to maintain the flood channels that flow into Chollas Creek, and the city failed to do this. Some residents have told CBS 8 that they have been complaining about this for decades. The plaintiffs also allege that city engineers told the city as far back as 2016 that the South Chollas Creek channel needed maintenance, and they claim that the city was negligent. The group is suing for $100 million. A spokesperson for the city says it does not comment on pending litigation. Well, changes are coming to how we pay for electricity here in California. This week, the California Public Utilities Commission voted to adopt a fixed fee system. Most households will have to pay a fixed fee of $24.12 a month, which totals about $300 a year, on top of what they are already paying for energy usage. Now, those who are lower income will pay $6 or $12 a month. With the added fee, utility companies will actually charge less for electricity per kilowatt hour. The new system could go into effect in 2025. Well, an 8-year-old boy and his family, traumatized after a near kidnapping in Ocean Beach, just learned the fate of his attacker, and the father says the sentence is not long enough. CBS 8's Anna Laurel has the latest from the courthouse.
Just about an hour ago, Christopher Higginbotham was sentenced to 2 years behind bars for false imprisonment by force. Higginbotham has a history of felony convictions, including assault. The victim's father says he's worried he'll do it again.
He likes to stay mostly of the time at home. And then I feel bad because he won't go anywhere with nobody that is not me or my wife.
Adrian Villanueva says his son is terribly affected by what happened to him on this OB sidewalk back in March. You're looking at surveillance video of Christopher Higginbotham running up behind his 8-year-old son, grabbing him and trying to pull him across the street.
I don't know what would happen if I wasn't there. So it was like a 3 minutes action, but it was really, really, really bad.
Today, Higginbotham was sentenced to 2 years in prison for what he did. He thanked Villanueva for having a presence of mind in the situation, something he admits he did not have.
Due to the duress and confusion of my mind, I had greatly mistaken the child for my own.
Higginbotham's own 12-year-old son, Oren, was in court today with his mother.
He was also on acid. So that kind of explains it a little bit.
He wanted to see his son because he hadn't seen him in a long time.
Oren and his mom say it's a case of mistaken identity.
And while I understand the defendant's struggles with substance abuse, it does not excuse his behavior.
Prosecutors say they tried rehabilitative services for Higginbotham's previous felony convictions. This time, they asked for 2 years in prison.
I say that's not enough. He's going to come back on the street and we'll do the same thing.
Mr. Villanueva did have this to say to Higginbotham.
I forgive him. I forgive him what he did, but don't do it again, buddy. Don't even think about going again and grab another child, and it's not yours.
That was our Anna Laurel reporting. Well, prosecutors say a man accused in a deadly hit and run tried to hide the crime by selling the car involved in the crash. 26-year-old Christian Howard pleaded not guilty in court Tuesday. Prosecutors say he hit and killed 51-year-old Tracy Gross on State Route 76 in Oceanside back in March. They say Howard's car dragged Gross's bike 2 miles from the crash site. The judge set bail at $225,000. Howard could face a maximum sentence of 4 years if convicted. Well, anti-Semitic flyers are showing up around the college area. Residents found them one day before Holocaust Remembrance Day. One woman who wants to remain anonymous says the pamphlets reminded her of the conversation she had with her grandparents, who were immigrants from Europe.
In World War II, my grandfather very carefully explained how they degraded people and equated them to rats and vermin so that they weren't human. They dehumanized them.
Yeah, so this packet talks about AB 3024, new California legislation to stop hate littering or distributing flyers, posters, or symbols with hateful messaging. San Diego leaders announced that new legislation in March. Well, Well, embattled Port of San Diego Commissioner Sandy Naranjo has been ousted from her position by National City's City Council. Naranjo has represented National City on the Port District since 2021. She was censured by her fellow commissioners last fall for allegedly retaliating against the port's top lawyer, withholding financial information and violating the Brown Act. She denies all allegations. Now, Tuesday, Naranjo spoke about this for the first time.
The port tries to make this about me, but it's not. This is about the port's secrecy and backdoor dealings in violation of state laws. I just drew attention to it.
Yeah, so leading up to the contentious vote, Naranjo's supporters voiced their outrage, highlighting Naranjo's work as an environmental justice advocate. No word yet on who may be nominated to replace her. Well, coming up this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. You are saints. Our Abby Black shows us how one local teacher was honored in a very special way. Well, Monday marked the start of Teacher Appreciation Week. It recognizes teachers who get an A+ for their dedication to their students. CBS 8's Abby Black shares how one local teacher was honored for her continued efforts, even while facing adversity.
It's a surprise. Miss Hester at Westview High School thinks she's coming here for a pizza party, but little does she know that Helpful Honda is celebrating her amazing resilience and dedication to her students.
Watch as Westview High School physics teacher Dawn Hester turns the corner.
Oh my gosh.
She thought.
I thought we were going to have a pizza party.
This is more than a pizza party for her robotics team, who just returned from Houston after winning the prestigious National Championship Impact Award, which recognizes the values of a robotics team, something that reflects Miss Hester's coaching style.
We are celebrating you today, Miss Hester.
You see, underneath her mask and the arm compressions, Miss Hester is healing from breast cancer surgery.
She scheduled her chemo and all of her cancer and research and treatment into around school.
Hester's selflessness caught the attention of the San Diego Helpful Honda's Random Act of Helpfulness campaign.
We are donating $5,000 worth of school supplies to you.
Helpful Honda says that teachers spend more than $800 on school supplies each year.
What she's doing with her robotics team for women and for everyone actually is incredible.
And the row of supplies are slinky, starter kits, and laptops, which embodies Hester's style of teaching, one-on-one project-based learning.
Wait, these are exactly what we need.
As part of the Teacher Appreciation Week, Hester is one of 4 teachers out of 120 who were nominated to receive $5,000 in supplies.
She just has probably the biggest, most selfless heart of anyone I know.
That selflessness can be felt by her students.
I'm glad that we finally get an opportunity to tell you just how much we love you and value you.
Hester says that her students and this school is what's helped her fight cancer.
I could put my health first, and I could still enjoy my work and enjoy seeing what the kids are doing.
Hester starts another round of chemo on Friday, and without hesitation, she'll return to class on Monday.
Your innovative minds and working with you every day, it's so exciting. I miss it. I just can't wait to come back.
At Westview High,
thank you.
Abby Black, CBS 8.
Wishing her well and sincere thank you for what you do. Well, take a look at this. It's our first look into the new Balboa Park Botanical Building. The city of San Diego shared this video showing the structure as crews work on installing planter walls and drains and outlining walkways. The Post says that the interior planting process is also underway. Hundreds of new and old plants will soon bring the building back to life. The Botanical Building is expected to reopen to visitors in the fall. Wow. Well, coming up, families in the South Bay are reaching out to the White House over the sewer crisis. Those details still ahead in our Earth 8 report. Well, right now, families in the South Bay are reaching out to the White House for help with the cross-border sewage crisis. Those families wonder if it's safe to send their kids to school, and these concerns may even be hurting enrollment. CBS 8's Neda Iranpour has their message in this Earth 8 report.
Hello, President Biden. Today I'm going
for Kylie Blanco
because I feel it's unfair to everyone, including the animals that
she's taking her message to the top.
that Imperial Beach is contaminated and we can't enjoy the water.
She has had enough.
We should do something about this.
And she hopes
not only is the water contaminated, but they have no choice.
Leaders listen.
Thank you for your time, and I hope this comes true so we can enjoy Imperial Beach.
Kylie and her mom, Sophia, loved beach days in IB.
That was her main thing, was getting in the water, and we can't do that anymore.
But it's been too dangerous to go to Imperial Beach for more than 2 years now due to sewage contamination from Mexico.
And it's sad that they have a local free beach here, and they can't enjoy it.
Here at Sunny Slope Elementary, students sometimes get wafts of that sewage smell. And they're east of the 5 freeway. Imagine what it's like on the west side at Berry Elementary, Nestor Language Academy, or Oneonta Elementary. They're all just within blocks of the highly polluted Tijuana River Valley.
The smell can affect everyone's health because, I mean, you have trash and doo-doo.
We have had some days where it is smelly, and they are asking, what's that smell? It smells bad, and there's kids covering their noses.
But the concern goes beyond the smell or missing beach days. It's about the health of these innocent children.
I feel like children are more at risk to illnesses, and we can't be blind to the fact that us breathing in this contaminated air has, that there's no correlation with illness.
Sophia shares the same worries of local doctors who are hoping county health officials, now compiling data from South Bay Urgent Care, will provide what they've suspected all along.
I have Kylie and I have a little one as well, who are constantly getting sick, and it kind of makes me wonder, could it be because of the contamination?
We don't know, what the impact, the health and medical impact that's having.
The superintendent of South Bay Union School District, Jose Espinoza, is now faced with a monumental challenge of trying to make up for nearly 50% decline in enrollment, from about 10,000 students in 2011 to now only about 5,000.
If I can afford to go somewhere else, I'm going to make that choice to go somewhere else because, of course, the health of my family and my children are the most important things to me.
The district does not have the data to prove lower enrollment is directly related to sewage flows. But while schools throughout the state face lower enrollment numbers, none of them in San Diego are as low as South Bay Union's.
With lower enrollment, that means lower funding. But the superintendent says he still hopes to invest some money in getting purifiers in the classrooms.
In the meantime, several elementary students at South Bay Union School District wrote letters.
It's amazing that how honest students always are and how they perceive their world.
Some even drawing pictures of their views.
You wrote it to President Biden. That's a big deal.
Yes.
Why was it important to write it directly to the president?
Well, I mean, the president can do mostly everything about the letter, or maybe some experts can find a way to stop the contamination.
A third grader begging adults to fix a problem that has plagued this community for generations.
It's really bad already. I don't want it to get even worse. Sincerely, Kylie Brooke Blanco, a third grader at Sunny Slope Elementary School.
For Earth 8 in South San Diego, I'm Netta Iranpour.
Yeah, good on them. Kids creating change. I know it's been a problem for decades. We'll keep you posted. That will do it for us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying informed. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.